tell me about what made you make the decision to join WISP?
Well, Marwa, my decision choosing WISP is about like two things. First of all, the ranking of University of Warsaw was quite high, and this was quite appealing for me to enroll the program. And second of all, the evaluation method was about reading a psychological book and then showcasing how you can use your knowledge specifically about like a psychology, and then how you can answer different questions orally. So those two things made me choose this program. How about you?
Well, my story is a little bit different because we're the COVID year, as we both know. And what made me choose psychology in the first place was during pandemic, as I had different career plans. But during pandemic, I just felt the need that we need to kind of emphasize more on taking care of mental health, of course, with the consequences of the COVID. And it was a spontaneous decision, to be honest. But when I find out that there's an opportunity where we can study in English in Warsaw and at the University of Warsaw, so I didn't think too long, so I just applied. And another aspect of it for me was having this international environment, having the opportunity to be with different culture, because our profession is mainly focused on observing and understanding people from people's different point of view and perspective. So yeah.
Amazing. So were there any pleasant surprises at the faculty for you? What were your expectations?
I mean, to me, my expectations were quite met. Like, I'm glad about it, of course. But the thing that was surprising to me was when we were about to choose our master's degree specialization. Although I was super convinced that I'm going on the psychotherapy track, I just decided that if there's an option of doing a neuropsychology as well, because the program also offers it, I just made that decision of pursuing both degrees. And I think it was really, really surprising and interesting.
It's really cool that you now have two master's degree.
Yes.
Compared to one.
Yeah.
Well, for me, a surprising thing was, in general, the ability to be able to, have some practical experiences when it comes to psychology. It wasn't all about just the theoretical knowledge, but we had some practical classes where we get to, role play or see real patients and like work with them. And on top of that, another surprising factor was that like our classes were not crowded. So that's a good thing, because if you want to have one-on-one interactions with professors, it can be really hard with some of these universities where you have like hundreds of people in a classroom, where it's just somebody comes and lectures you. But here we have it different. You can always talk with the professor. You can have like one-on-one relationships with your professors, and that was a positive surprise for me.
Yeah, I absolutely agree on that part as well, because I think although the groups were small, as you pointed out, but the fact that we were more intimate and close between students as well, and also our relationship with the professors, I think it gave us a really good experience of, university life in general.
Definitely, like that touches upon a point where, there was a really friendly environment in WISP. We really enjoyed our time here. Like, we had really solid friendships that lasted over 5 years, and probably will last even longer after we graduate, right?
I agree.
And although we're coming from all around the world, from different cultures and different like backgrounds, we somehow managed to find a common spot where we can actually be good friends and share those differences. And it's part of the main thing about psychology, learning about individual differences. And what better way to learn about individual differences than being in a classroom with people from all around the world. And also, our professors, they were also very friendly.
Do you have anyone specific in mind?
Oh, well, definitely. Like for me, Professor Marek Wosinski, and now he's retired, but we grew to be really close friends. After our classes together. Similarly, Karolina Mawek, she has the top courses in my opinion. I can always recommend someone to take her electives as well as the obligatory ones. Andrew Buchanan. His course on what was it?
Career
development, career path development. Yeah, that course was really life-changing for me because it really taught me and showed me how, aside from our academic life here, outside in real world, what we can do about our careers. And thanks to that, I now have my own startup. and I'm working on like different projects, and that's what I'm gonna pursue after our graduation. You know, I've developed this like emotion scale tool for children to help them, you know, understand and communicate their emotions better. And those are all, you know, outside of box thinking and like turning crisis into opportunity. Those are the main things I learned from Andrew Buchanan. So what about you?
Well, I also have a few professors in mind, but I remember that, you know, as first year students, we did struggle a little bit with stats and all that. I remember that Dr. Monika Prusik and Dr. Wouter de Raad, like they were there, you know, despite the issues that we had with, you know, hybrid studying and all of those things. So I have really great memories and how supportive and the way they kind of taught us is really stuck with me. So big shout out to them. I also agree with Dr. Karolina Małek. I think like her course and the scope of knowledge that she has and the way she actually teaches is just really, really different and outstanding. But in terms of like more practical knowledge that we gained from many of seminars, I remember Dr. Anna Gabinska's classes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Like the way she taught us and showed us how exactly like clinical psychology diagnosis and all of those procedures looks like. I think that one is also pretty relevant to me.
Let's not forget about dialogical self-theory, you know.
Exactly.
It's very, you know, unpopular, but it is a quite a theory to focus on when it comes to personality assessment. And she is one of the leading scientists and researchers on the subject. So we had the opportunity to learn it from firsthand from her. And it really changed my life. You know, I applied it to my own life, let alone, you know, like trying to use it with other clients or like patients in the future. It was really impactful.
Yeah.
I also want to shout out to my supervisor for both my like bachelor's thesis and my master's thesis, Dorota Karwowska. She has been super helpful. And one of the major things that she has contributed to me throughout my whole process is that, you know, I came up with my own ideas. I said, I want to do this kind of research. I want to do this experiment. And she's like always positive about it. And then she showed me the ways to do it and encouraged me to do something different. So thank you, Dorota, for all your support.
And I can add on that. So in terms of doing your empirical paper or your master thesis, I think like the unique approach that majority of supervisors has towards us undergrad student is also special because they give us room to explore and they kind of encourage us to think outside of the box and like come up with our own research topics, which is quite important, right? Like as a future scientist or clinicians, I feel like the fact that we have a chance, an opportunity to explore and have a different approach, I think it's really important. And also shout out to Dr. Małgorzata Dragan. Yeah.
Well, what else to cover here now? What would you say to upcoming applicants who are considering to join this program?
Well, in my experience, like I know that how difficult it can be, like making up a decision of choosing the right career path, choosing the right university and all that. But at least in my case, it was the fact that although it was spontaneous and that I chose WISP and I chose psychology, that's something that I don't really regret. And I'm really glad that I made this decision. So my message to upcoming students who wants to join WISP would be basically go for it. I think you're gonna have a great experience in this university and this scope of knowledge and also opportunities once you graduate this faculty is gonna be also quite big. So
I 100% agree with that. I mean, certainly the amount of skills that you will learn throughout this program and amount of, you know, the shift of perspectives, you're going to learn about yourself because when you study psychology, you learn about human mind, human psychology and, you know, your inner workings, mechanisms and your, you know, relationships. It impacts your whole life in a positive manner.
Right.
And that was my experience. I never regretted in a single bit. So I will definitely recommend everyone to, you know, choose this program. What's your favorite thing about Warsaw? I know you have been like living here for a long while, so.
Yes, but like uni experience wise, I would say both. Like the university library. because specifically for those exam sessions, by the way, we can have sleepovers at the library, which is great.
It's open
Specifically,
24 hours.
It's open 24/7.
Okay,
So
okay.
I would say like, you know, you just feel kind of this different type of motivation when you're surrounded by other students, and you have a lot of opportunities and great places around the library as well. So I think, yeah, that would be my go-to spot.
Honestly, like aesthetically speaking, University of Warsaw Library is gorgeous. Like I like when I first saw that, it's very close to where I live as well. So I go there quite often. It's amazing atmosphere to study, amazing atmosphere to just chill. It has like a very beautiful garden as well. During like good weathers, we also spend some time there. We do a little picnic there. But for me, aside from like the library, it was incredible how like communication within Warsaw is super easy. And I have my own bike here, and then like for me to travel from my home to coming here, it's like 15 minutes and it's 6 kilometers, you know, like it's amazing, very bike friendly, also very green as well. It gets really beautiful during spring and summer. Everywhere is like green. There are a lot of parks and the vibes are amazing here. Yeah.
That's amazing.